What's up, everybody? Deuces Jack here at vapinginsider.com. I'm in Ontario, California at ECC, and look who I ran into. I got the man here, the legend, the designer from Wismec, Jaybo. Okay?
Hello, everybody.
You guys all know him from the Relu fame, right?
Yep.
What do you got in your hand right now, Jaybo?
So this is the new hotness. It is the Luxotic BF box.
Nice.
And the Luxotic is kind of the new direction for the new series that we're doing.
Okay.
A little bit of a high-end touch, high-end feel, but incredibly accessible.
Right.
I think this whole kit goes for like $70 or something.
Squonker,
like that.
right?
Squonker, yeah. So this is the first time I've actually ventured out into a squonk style mod. I fought this for years, by the way, but
why? Why'd you fight it?
I'm a dripper at heart, you know.
Yeah.
Dripper, mechanical mod, or regulated mod in a big old tank, something like that. It spoke to me, and I see these guys in Europe, you know, finger fucking their device, you know, and they got juice dripping out every which way, and I'm like, how is this a better system, you know? But anyway,
it's
I am
dripping
wrong.
from the bottom.
I am wrong. I'm sorry.
It's
I
dripping from the bottom.
It is dripping from the bottom. But
Right?
you know, you could have just. Anyway. No, truthfully, I saw a bunch of these things in Europe, and it was like a 3D printed box.
Right.
It was like $600.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, as an engineer, that pisses me off.
And that's if you get in the Facebook group
If
and you
you're on
win
the-
a lottery
Now-
to get the privilege of purchasing the $600
and
box.
that's what I want to say. It's a piece of art that happens to vape. And if you're the one privileged, like you said, to have that piece of art and have that thing that's special, that's beautiful and well done, and thank you. If looking in my brain as an engineer, kinda, like I'll look at something and go, okay, I could fix that, or like, how'd they do that, or how could I do it better, or whatever. And looking at the 3D boxes, I couldn't see it outside of a piece of art.
Okay.
And so I was like, well, okay, if I did do a squonk, what would I do? And I had a bunch of my friends, you know, jabbing me in the side, going, just make one already. And it's like, all right, fine.
Now you kind of segued into another thing I wanted to go over. You
What's
said
that?
quasi-engineer,
Yeah,
right? Jaybo, tell them the story you were telling me about how you got into designing,
Right.
and tell them where you have your degrees at.
All right, so nowhere on any piece of paper does it say I'm an engineer, so that's fun. So my father had a bunch of Second World War, you know, lathes and mills. It's basically an Etch-a-Sketch that cuts metal. You know, that's how it works.
Right.
So as a little kid, I kind of went, ooh, what's all this, and tried to figure out, you know, materials and how to cut stuff on. And I'm still shit with it, but
Okay.
and so Dad worked in the garage, and he worked real hard. And at one point when I was young, he looked at me and said, son, never do what I'm doing. And I think he was just frustrated that day, but I literally took it as like, yeah, all right, I'll leave, you know, leave him alone in the garage. So I went and pursued other stuff.
Okay.
When I went to college, I didn't go to college for engineering or anything like that. I went to college, you ready for this one? I have 2 degrees. I have a degree in spoken linguistics and deaf studies, specifically deaf education. And it's still a passion for me to this day. But
That's unbelievable.
I went to school, broke kid, graduated, and was like, I'm going to try and do masters because that was the next step for education program. Got into I was in coffee the whole time, you know, because it works well with the student's schedule. At a coffee shop, and a good friend of mine was was smoking ridiculous amounts of cigarettes, and he was about to have a child. I personally was just getting into vaping at that time. Like, I had the little ego stick in the whole mess. And I was like, okay, well, I know there's these dripper things, and so I went and bought one. Basically tried to convince him of it. He wasn't having it, and I went, all right, I'm gonna, you know, challenge accepted. I'm gonna try and like use my little mind. And I was working with a couple other shop guys at that point, and so between the whole group, you know, came up with the Tobe concept, and everything else after that is history.
And how'd you wind up with Wismec like that?
Yeah, so again, I met them at a vape show.
No kidding.
And they were like, oh, we want US people to come make designs for us. And I was kind of like, yeah, you know.
You make nice design for us.
I wasn't having it. And it was just it was where my head was at.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I went to their office. They showed me some prototypes of whatever they were working on at that time, and I gave my feedback, and they appreciated it, and I came back the next week and did it. So every week I was coming in for 8 months. And they finally just went, hey, you just want to do this? And at that point in my sort of vapey career, I was like, yeah, this is great.
Oh, listen,
so I was the first one to transition to China. It was crazy.
Say what you want. The Relu changed the vaping market. It did. It did. It was you know, it was the only one of its kind when it came out.
That came from me liking the power and output of a DNA device,
Right.
but not liking lipos. That's all it was. If you take those two pieces and put it together, that's the Relo.
Wow.
It was just, how can I fix this?
Wow.
Yeah, just silly stuff.
Give us one more look at that. Can I see it?
Absolutely.
Look at that, guys. Check that out. I mean, this is small. This is compact. How many mils does it hold?
7.5.
Wow.
Or 7 and a bit. You know, it's always
Look at
kind
that
of a
little
plus
thing,
minus.
Owen.
But
That's
it's a little
fantastic.
flavor bomb. I love the thing.
It looks fantastic,
Yeah.
man. It looks great. Well, I want to thank you for taking the time with us, Jaybo.
Story time,
I
guys.
really
Yeah.
appreciate it, all right? Guys, you just saw it right here in Ontario, California. ECC with
man.
Jaybo. This has been Deuces Jack.
Thank you,
At
guys.
vapinginsider.com. Check out our new forum, vapinginsider.com/forum. We're out of here. Deuces.
Bye, guys.